Welcome back to This Tree and Me. If you are here, take a second and settle in. And if this resonates at any point, please subscribe, follow, share with somebody. It's how we keep this movement going. It's how we keep the lights on. It's how we keep this conversation relevant. I appreciate all of you being here. I know your time's valuable. So every second that you take with me, I am very grateful. I'm Cory J Riggs. And again, this is This Tree and Me. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I had a very deep realization on. What if you've never really fixed it? Life is a path, we say, right? It's a journey, it's a path, it's something to follow. But what happens when it breaks? What happens when that path becomes rough? And I visualize it. So as we go through this, I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. I visualize it as a road and how we have road work and construction and potholes and things like that. That's just how it came out of me when I was writing about it. So just to give you a little bit of context, so I'll probably reference that over the period of this episode. So what happens when it's not straight? It's not linear. Are roads straight and linear? Not all of them. What happens when there are holes in it? What happens when there are cracks in it? What happens when it's just too bumpy? Speed bumps, potholes, right? So the first moment I was reflecting, and there's so many, but some of the first moments that I can think of that life didn't go the way, maybe expected is the wrong word, but maybe the way I wanted. There was a musical that I tried out for when I was a sophomore in high school, and I didn't get the part that I want. But looking back, I know I didn't do the work. I just assumed I was going to get it because I was close with the teacher. I assumed that I was going to get it because of the people that were also going for the role. But because I didn't prepare, because I didn't ready, the one thing that sticks out to me in that was they asked me to do it in a New York accent. I had no idea. I don't know what came out of my mouth. And after all of that, I still expected to get that part. And I didn't. But in that aspect, in that situation, I wasn't building. I wasn't managing my ego. I wasn't managing the fear of it. I wasn't managing any part of it. But in life in general, I wasn't building towards something. I wasn't managing my damage. Most of my life, I've been navigating damage, right? Instead of rebuilding it, I've been just traveling a road that's cluttered and damaged and undrivable. So what did I do? I just patched it up. I created detours. I went around that event. I went around that pain and that fear that would come back up, or a new pain and fear. I would navigate around it. I would just cover the holes of it. I wouldn't fix it. I wouldn't repair it. I would just cover it up, step over it. I was surviving. That's all I was doing from even before that moment, but from all the times in my life that I can go back and reflect on, from when I really can recognize my ego started running my life at a very young age. It was all survival. It was all detours. It was all patchwork. It was all just get through it. So on that, I was reflecting on, okay, so how to describe that? Avoidance. And there's so many things that I can go to that I've avoided in my life. Hard conversations, um, not doing the work that I needed to do, and then not facing the person that I needed to have that discussion with, or just not taking accountability for my actions, avoiding it, not going to that specific place because I know I'd see that person, or not going to that specific place because I know that job wasn't done right. Here's one of the biggest ones. Just came to me. Wow. College. Multiple trips through college. But one of my last ones was I just I bailed on it. There was a big presentation we had to do, and I was married at the time, and her and I were going through the same thing, and we were actually doing this presentation together, and I just bailed on her, and she went and had to do it herself because I was not prepared. I was not ready. I did not do any of the work. She did it all. So I avoided that whole situation. That's a hard one to sit with right now while I'm doing this, but we're going to get through it. That's what this is about. That's what this work is about. Sitting in the tough times, sitting in the hard revelations, remembrance, reflections, and dealing with it. Yeah, that was a big one. I remember that one very clearly now. And it'll go feed directly into how what I'm doing now can help me in situations like that when they arise again, because they will arise again. But avoiding, covering, patching, detours, that's not healing. If you don't fill that hole inside of you properly, it breaks again. The repair does not sustain if you don't do the work properly. That hole is still there when you come back to it. Think about driving down a road. You probably drove down a road before that they were working on. Hey, they made some improvements. Years later, that hole's right back because maybe they didn't do the proper job. Or a wall. You can pick many different metaphors and analogies to compare this to. I picked a road. But if you don't repair it, it comes back. And we've talked about that before. It's a cycle of life. It's a cycle of the ego. You can stifle it for a minute, but if you don't heal it, it's going to come back. So it's easy to picture a road. Let's just stick with it. There's cracks in the road. There's a pothole. All of a sudden, there's a new speed bump that wasn't there previously, or it was there and it got worn down. They're doing construction on it, what have you. It's the same internally. Internally, as you walk your path, as you walk life, you're going to have potholes. You're going to have events that do not fit well with you, that aren't drivable, that just you do not want to go down it. You just got a new vehicle. You love yourself. You're trying to take care of yourself, whatever you want to say about it. You don't want to go down that path because it's going to ruin the image of you in somehow, shape, or form. Or it's just too painful. I don't want to deal with it. So the ego, right? It's not you doing all this. It's not you saying that I've got this new body. I love myself. It's your ego telling you that just to avoid that situation. It's no different than going down a road. You see your road coming up. You see all these potholes. You see all this. You don't enjoy it. But what if that's your only route? What if that's the only route you know? What if there is no other road? And we'll get to that. And again, there's so many reoccurring patterns in my life like that where I've traveled a road, didn't heal it, didn't do the work properly, came back through it. Relationships are a great example for that one. For anybody who's been in multiple relationships in their life, I've repeated the same cycle over and over and over with different women, different woman, different woman. Wasn't them. I'm not saying they were perfect. Nobody's perfect. I wasn't perfect. I'm talking me. I had the exact same experience with all these different women. What's the common denominator in that? I am. If I would have healed my road, if I would have healed my path years ago, that would not be the same relationships. Now, if I get into another relationship, when I get into another relationship, it's going to look different than the past because I'm taking the time to heal and work to lead my ego. Survival and avoidance. They're hand in hand. They can also battle each other. Patching helped. Detours helped. But it's not the real work. It's not sustainable. But did it help me move forward? Absolutely. Did it help me get through some very tough times? Absolutely. I should say past. Through and past are two different words. It got me past those times. It got me around those times. It did not see me through. That's a definite word distinction that we need to make in this. We'll always said, hey, we'll deal with that later. You don't need to deal with that right now. Just keep moving on. You're okay. Just get past this. We'll deal with it sometime. Or, hey, it's not that big of a deal. Just go around it. You're good. And just like I just said in the relationships, it would come back. But avoidance, it prevented deeper reconstruction of my soul, deeper reconstruction of my being. Because I avoided it, because I went around it, because I took shortcuts, because I stepped over, because I did not properly heal it. How many times did I go through therapy in my life? And just to cover over it, I didn't do the real work. I am now. But here's a great story with that. So I was at lunch the other day with someone I care about very much and also who's doing the work with me. And we were just having a conversation. I was doing my thing, asking questions, just letting them kind of fill in the blanks and trying to help guide them to the answers that they needed to hear for themselves. Because I can tell you everything I want to tell you. I could sit down with you and in that time say, oh, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. It's not going to hit you until you have that recognition of it. And there was a word that came out of their mouth when asking questions about, well, let's talk about that. Why did this? Why did you, that kind of a conversation back and forth, trying to guide and lead them to a place to where I knew it because a lot of this I recognize in myself. And it finally got there and it was one word. And the joy and the relief and the healing that they got at that moment was so rewarding for me. Not just because I help them and it's another human being. I love this person to the deepest of my heart. means a lot to me. So for me to be able to do that for them, help them, and just be a part of that situation was, I can't say how grateful I am for that. But they finally got to a point to where they seen the what. What what am I avoiding? What am I stepping around? What am I patching? What am I stepping over to get to whatever the destination is? But it took hard questions. It took hard looks inside. It takes the work. Can't avoid it. You have to repair. Because real repair, it disrupts everything. So let's go back to the road analogy. We all seen construction and this and that. Sometimes you have to close a road completely and not allow through traffic at all to completely repair the road. It is just beyond repair as you're moving forward. Same within life. I had to stop my entire life from a relationship, an emotional, a personal. Yes, I had to work because I still have to pay my bills. I had to change all my relationships. I had to change everything that I did. I had to stop my entire life as it existed, retire from coaching soccer. The only constant in my life were family, the relationships that are still there, and the relationships that are building, work, and a few loved ones. But even them, you could ask them and sit down with them. I disappeared. I had to stop my entire life to repair some things that I neglected and avoided for a very long time. I had to close that road. I had to break it down. Find what's wrong. Where is this anger, pain, suffering coming from? Because it was buried. I couldn't have just told you that answer when I started this journey years ago. I say years ago, 2022, August 1st, right? I've started when I will always go back to when I started my diet and changed my gut health. But I had to find what's wrong. I couldn't tell you what it was. I can tell you exactly what it is right now. I can tell you at the start. I can tell you a lot of steps. There's more discovering. I'm still patching roads. And I had to understand how that road got damaged, why it's still damaged, and why it still triggers me, and why it's still there. And then I had to rebuild it correctly. That's the only way you can rebuild a road. It's the only way you can rebuild anything. If something gets to the point of unusability, undrivability, you have to close, stop everything. Think about businesses during the pandemic that had to completely shut down because it was a situation that they didn't really have control over. But how did they come back from that? They had to start all over. They had to rebuild. Many didn't make it because they didn't know how to rebuild from where they were. They didn't take stock in where they are at now, where they came from, why they're in the situation they're in now. Whether they had control over it or not does not matter. Whether I have control over what happened in my life or not does not matter. It happened to me, by me, for me. It happened. How, why, what, when, where, all the W's. And then the H comes. There's a whole little thing to this, but we'll get into that sometime. How? How do I get out of it? Okay. How do I rebuild this? Resistance to that stopping, though, is massive, y'all. The resistance that your ego will give you when you say, I am done. I am done being angry. I am done being a piss poor father, husband, friend, brother, uncle, son. Pick it. I am done. I need to find a way out of this. That ego is going to jump at you. And it's going to put resistance in every aspect that it can. And the harder that resistance is, the more repair it needs. The more repair it needs, we just went through it. The more call to just close that road up. Completely shut it down. Rebuild it from square one. Dig deep into it. Re-engineer. It's the only way out sometimes. Not fun, but rewarding. So the reflection moment on this section here would be a forced moment where you were forced to pause. I just mentioned one for businesses. They were forced to pause in the pandemic. Right? They were forced to pause. They didn't want to. I had a couple of forced pauses in my life. Not all of them stuck. The one that finally stuck was my gut health. Something in that change, something recognized inside me that said, you know what? He is done being overweight, unhealthy. He believes, and I did, that was the source of my anger, my bitterness, my unhappiness. Because again, there's things buried in me that I hadn't thought about forever, for years, hadn't dealt with. They were gone. They were back here, but they were gone up here. And once my gut health got to a point that says he's not going back, and I'm not, and I haven't, and I will not. It feels too good to be healthy. I actually enjoy going to the gym. I don't, but I do. It's a weird thing. I don't hate it. I don't despise it. It doesn't distract me. When I'm not feeling well, I still go. Not like coughing, contagious sick, just emotionally, mentally, just not feeling up to it. I still go because I know it's good for me. I know what it does for me when I leave. But that pause was forced by my gut health saying, he is done, guys. And then something inside of me woke up. There's a light in there. And it said, what else are you done with, man? What else do we want to repair? What other roads have we traveled that we need to repair? So imagine you're going down a road that you always travel, and you're going along great, right? And you're traveling, and all of a sudden, construction ahead. Oh, all right. Well, we'll deal with it. 3 lanes down to 1. Backed up forever. People not driving the way you want them to. There's a lot of patience in that. Yes? Same with inside. You can be going on this growth trajectory, excuse me. Wow. You can be going on this great growth trajectory up and to the right. It's not always going to be up and to the right. Growth is going to stall. Growth is going to slow down. Growth is going to go to 1 lane traffic right when you don't want it to. And you have to deal with it. And you have to be patient with it. Because it's always going to show up. It's always going to come back. It's never going to be gone forever. You're always going to have valleys. It's how you handle them. It's the patience you show within them. It's how you ride them out. And I've seen that so heavily in this. I can look in the past and say, yeah, I seen where I was trying to grow and then I didn't, but was I really trying to? The reason I can really feel it now is because I'm really trying to get to be the best human, my truest self that I can be. I have goals. I have a path. I see it clearly. There's a light inside me that God speaks within and shines through. My higher self, my truest self, my soul tells me this is what you're meant to be doing, so follow it. And everything that I do is geared towards that. That's why I enjoy going to the gym, because that's part of it. Can't be unhealthy in here and healthy out here. Does not work. And I've seen it, and we've talked about it, and I've written about it. It's in my blogs. It's in my past episodes where I've hit a bump and be like, what in the heck, man? It's going so well. Why now? And you just have to sit with it. And we just talked about a moment on that on Sunday's live on TikTok. I go live on Sundays every Sunday at 7 p.m. But I talked about a moment exactly like that, where I had to stop and be like, okay, I'm here. It would not let me go. I had to stop everything I was doing, break out of the meditation that I was in, break out of everything, and just take all my focus and energy. What's going on right now? It gave me the answer. Took a minute, but I had to sit there with it. And I talk about that inner anchor, that light, that it is so bright and it never goes out. It's always within you. It may get cloudy. It may get hard to see. It may get covered up. All it needs is a crack. It's waiting for that crack to shine through. And there's moments in my life where I've seen it, right? I was young. I was 18, 19. I went to treatment, came out, went right back, went up in this, came right back, right? And it just kept showing me glimpses. I'm still in here. I'm not leaving you. I never will. I've always been here and I always will be. Before and after you, leave this earth. As you walk it, after you leave it, I'll be there. All it needs is a crack. And that one time that you're ready to listen. August 1st, 2022 for me. Now, is there still dark moments where that light gets covered up? Absolutely. There is still doubt. I talked about it last episode about fear. Yeah, I have fear in this. I have fear of being vulnerable, telling my story. But my path, my light, my faith in what I'm trying to do has to be greater than my fear. But it still covers me up sometimes. There's just no getting around it. So you have to learn how to deal with it. You have to learn how to heal it as you go. And you're not chasing anything. What I seek in life is already mine. What you have, what you want in life, it already lives within you. In every one of us, it's already, everything you need is inside of you. Always has been. Always will be. It's tapping into it. And not chasing the external. Not thinking that the money's going to give us what we want, not thinking that the partner's going to give us what we want, the job, whatever it is. You got to quit chasing outside and chase inside. Once you chase inside, your outside will mirror it. So this brings me to the muscle that you build through doing all this. The muscle that healing builds. Because if you don't heal it, it repeats. And you don't build the muscle. You are built from the healing of pain. You don't build that muscle through pain and suffering. Going through the pain and suffering doesn't build the muscle and heal it. You are built from the healing of that pain and suffering. That's where you build that muscle. That's where you build that resilience. That's where you build that grit, confidence, right? You build an understanding that I can do this. I know how to do it. Repairing builds that muscle. And that's a different way to look at growth. But I'm telling you from my journey, my path, my experience, my working with people, my speaking to people and sharing this with them one-on-one and in groups. It's all from within. When you heal, you build that confidence. When you learn how to heal and work with the hard, dark parts within you, you build that muscle. And there's no finish line. There's no end point. We talk about this. I just had a conversation on some comments that I had on one of my posts in YouTube that I said death is the only destination. And the way I mean that is that's the end of life on earth. That's the end of the path on earth. I'm not talking about afterlife. I'm not talking about any of that kind of stuff. You can live heaven or hell on earth, choosing how you live it. But you're not chasing a destination. There's no place that you get to where you're done constructing. There's no destination where you get done repairing. The work itself becomes the meaning. Life is lived in that construction. Life is lived in the repair and the healing. And you find a reward in it. And you find such a joy in the accomplishment of it that you'll want to do it as much as you possibly can because it brings that light out and it shines. And when that light's shining, y'all, right, it's beautiful. I wish I would have known this when I was younger, because when I was younger, I thought if I get the money, if I get the house, if I get the wife, if I get the children, if I get the this, here I sit. And I'm not alone in this, but here I sit. It's not the case. It's not how you get there. It's the journey. It's the repair. It's the fight. It's the healing. It's the work. It's the laugh. It's the listen, allow, follow. Listen to yourself. Listen to the world. Listen to your body. Listen to your mind. Listen to the event. Allow it to speak. No judgment. No criticism. Pure love and space. Allow it to be there. Find out all the W's. Why, when, what, where, how. Allow it to give you all that. Give it to your soul. Give it to love. Follow the message. Follow your path. That's where the healing is. I want to thank you all for being with me on this. This has been a very enlightening podcast episode for me. This is a lot of the grit of my work. And it's been one of the biggest epiphanies for me here, well, of late. But it just keeps growing. Like, you can hear all these things. Like I said earlier, people can tell me this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. Until you take the time to do it, live it, breathe it. Once you have that moment, just like that person I had lunch with, once they had that moment of clarity, of awakening was the word they used, it's life-changing, and you'll chase it. You won't be afraid of repairing your path. You won't be afraid of clearing the road behind, because you clear that road behind, it teaches you how to clear the road that's upcoming. So that way, when a pothole shows up, I can fix that. Give me a second. Shh, done. I'm out. Oh, hey, there's a crack in the road. Hey, I got that crack. We're good. Just give me a minute. Let me breathe. I got it. Same with inside. I'm traveling the path. A hiccup comes up. This morning, had a hiccup at the gym. Personal trainer called in sick like 20 minutes before I was supposed to work out. I just got done stretching, getting ready. Okay. I just went and did what him and I kind of usually do. I made up my own little thing with it. I could have pouted. I could have been pissy. I was for a second. Then I took a breath. I was like, you know what? This is okay. This is not the end of life. Take a breath. I can fix that pothole. Simple. That's a little one, right? But other things will show up. Other things will come into life. You're going to have more of those. But repairing the past gives you that muscle, gives you that confirmation that I can do hard things. It's not going to kill me. I'll be okay. I'll get through it. I really want to thank you for being with me today. And if this spoke to you, please hit that subscribe and that follow and share with someone who needs it. Let's get the word out. Let's get the conversations going. I'm loving the feedback I'm starting to get on social media. I love having the conversation. It's how we all grow. It's not me teaching you. We're helping each other. We're in this journey together. Life is all of us. We all may have different frequencies. We all may have different paths, but we all align in love. So let's grow and let's repair our roads together. This has been This Tree and Me. I am Cory J Riggs. The episode, What If You Never Really Fixed It? Do the work. I'll do it with you. I love you all. Be blessed.